Hey friends, Eric Mobley here, your independent Scentsy consultant. So I have a different idea today for a video. I realized like there may be like new consultants or consultants that are considering making their own samples. I'm such a fan of this because you save some money and you're able to get the smell under your customers' noses easier, faster. I'm going to show you how to make felt samples today. So felt samples, in my opinion, can be a little time consuming, but they definitely pay off. When I do these, I typically try to plan a couple hours on like a weekend or a time I'm not really doing much. I let the wax melt down, which I have already done. I had just a couple of cubes left of warm pumpkin drizzle, and I have a couple of cubes left, as you can see, of black currant and plum. I don't have many of the new scents or anything like that. Like black currant and plum is one of them, but I'm just wondering, like, some people are still wanting pumpkin and whatnot even in November. And black currant and plum is I think it's a good year-round scent, but it's also a good like just fall scent in general. So I just had 4 cubes left, so I have already melted down my warm pumpkin drizzle. So what you basically do is I get these felt pieces off the consultant store. Sometimes I even get them at Michael's, a craft store, anything like that, and I cut my own if you get them at the craft store. I do like Scentsy's because it actually says Scentsy. This is just a good way if you're mailing it or something like that. It will make your mail kind of smell good. It does give them a good sample of something that is currently available or releasing or whatever. Even if it's no longer available, you can probably find something that's similar to it. That's typically how we work and how I like to work my business. So essentially, you take the felt sample, and you can't see inside my warmer, but there's a good puddle of wax, honestly, a good amount of wax from 2 cubes. So you just dip it, and I typically let it all soak up. And what you can't see is that I have wax paper over here on the other end of my counter. And you just lay it on the wax paper. And try to angle it's on the wax paper there. So once it's on the wax paper, you just kind of let it dry. And you can continue to do this until your wax is gone, basically. So I can keep putting these in here until I don't have any more room to put any more in there. Some consultants don't really like the Scentsy ones, the Scentsy felt. However, I do, mainly because I think some people say that it soaks up too much wax. It is kind of thick, like for the ones at the craft stores are a little thinner, but I am just running a little low on these, so I wanted to make some for mail this coming week or so. I send my mail typically around the 15th of the month and then the end of the month, every 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna keep laying this out. And then I'm going to show you what I do next with it. So this is the wax that I've melted, and it made 2 cubes, made 9 of these felt samples. If you add in the ones that I'm going to make here, you can, it'll probably be 18, and that's perfectly okay for my mail coming up. I do like to bulk sample these. As you can see, I'm just using a warmer. Some people use like candy melters or something like that. I literally just use warmers. Sometimes I'll have like 2 or 3 warmers going, melting different wax just so I can have different, fragrances out for customers or something like that to make, bulk samples. But this is legit all that I do when I make my own samples. All right, and then it takes honestly no time for these to dry. Like, you do need to allow dry time, but they take literally no time. Maybe like a couple minutes or something like that. This one is already dry. It may be just like a little wet on the bottom or feel like it is, but nothing is on my finger, so I think it's okay. So you literally take your felt sample here, and these are just like little bags that I got from Amazon. I'm gonna try to remember to put them in the link below, but if you put like miniature Ziploc bags, mini Ziploc bags, little Ziploc bags on Amazon or something like that. A lot of times these are called like jewelry bags for like earrings or something like that. They're so inexpensive. I think I got 500 of these little bags for like maybe $8, maybe $12. Very inexpensive, and they last forever. So that's your little felt sample. And then I'm gonna go on Avery and make my label. Or you can handwrite your label. You can write with a Sharpie on here what it is. I like a label because I think it looks a little more professional. I do like to make my own labels, but up until this year, I was just handwriting labels. But now I make my own on Avery. But please just know, like, it does not matter. So that's a felt sample. This will send usually with a 1 stamp thank you mail. So keep that in mind too. And here's just a couple of examples of what I have done in the past. So that is blackberry spice. This was actually made with like a Michael's or craft store that I just cut into squares and made the felt sample that way. Made my own label on Avery. And this is cran apple crumble, same sort of thing. This is the Scentsy shapes, like the fall shapes that we have. There's also Christmas or holiday themed ones. I didn't get those this year. I may get those maybe like next month to sell some wax in the next couple of months. But this is what I have so far. And I just had the regular Scentsy ones this time, so use what you have. There was no need to, get additional ones. So I just wanted to show you how I make my wax samples or my felt samples. They're so easy to send out to customers and very inexpensive. And also, if I have local people come to me, I can add this to their order or something like that. It just gives them a good sample, something to try. They can put this in their warmer and warm it. Sometimes they don't really realize that, but they can certainly warm this in their warmer, or they can just have it as a sample to smell. So I hope that this helped. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe. I'm gonna have more videos like this coming up, but otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.